Hi guys, this is Rainer1903 and I'm coming at you with my European Championship 2012 deck profile and report. I'm going to give you the deck profile first and then I'll have a quick summary of how I did and what happened. Right, so we'll start with the deck list. I was running Inzektors, I was running 1 BLS, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Inzektor Centipede, 3 Inzektor Dragonfly. This was a Gigamantis, which I've now since got rid of. 1 Inzektor Hopper, 3 Inzektor Hornet, 1 Inzektor Ladybug, 1 Sangan for the tour guides, 3 of them. And then we're on to spells: 1 Book of Moon, Foolish Burial, Storm, 2 Inzektor Sword Excalibur, 1 Mind Control. I ran Mind Control over Dark Hole just because I felt that more often than not, Mind Control does a little bit more work. It does vary between the matchup. I was expecting Dino Rabbits and Mind Control and the Lagia. Sometimes they give you the Lagia. Sometimes they force negate it. I mean, they would automatically negate the Dark Hole. But Mind Control can sometimes be a bit of a tweak card, and it's great in the mirror. So I find it a little bit better in the Dark Hole because space is very tight in here. So I thought, I'll drop the Dark Hole, try the Mind Control, tried it for a long time, and it worked pretty much perfectly, so I was happy with that, so I ran the Mind Control over Dark Hole. Then I was running Monster Born, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, just because back rows are horrible, 2 Pot of Dualities, and then I was running 2 Call the Haunted. I was running Sangan, so I felt that 2 Call the Haunted was fine. I mean, mirror match, you can get the Sangan search. It's also, if they solemn your Dragonfly or your Centipede, Call the Haunted, they don't expect it. So it's always nice to have. And then these would be 2 safe zones, but I've since got rid of them as well. Then 2 Solemn Warnings and 2 Torrential Tributes. Wasn't running Solemn Judgment. I felt that more often than not, paying half your life points if it's early on, more often than not, the only things I would want to be negating is Heavy Storm and Dark Hole, which, if it's only hitting 1 or 2 dudes, it's not the end of the world. But the idea is that I try and get out the number 12 or Zen mains and try and force them into not wanting to Dark Hole me, or they'll obviously storm me, but I've not got that much stuff that I set, so it wasn't an issue over the weekend, so it was alright. I'll go with my side deck now. I was running 1 Gores, 2 Max C, just because of the... I didn't run them for Nationals, but I decided that it'd be a good idea, because I played 2 wind-ups at Nationals and lost to them both. So I thought, what's a good card to go up against that? And it's generally quite good, even against Dino Rabbit, Max C. So I put 2 of those in. I should have probably ran them at Nationals, but hey-ho. Then running 3 Raikou, just because there are the matchups where I take the Veilers out, and Raikou does a lot of work. It's really good in the Dino Rabbit matchup. It went in every single time. And it also... You occasionally get lucky and you mill the Ladybug and the Hornet, which is just ideal if that happens. And then we're running 2 D-Fisher. Just... You open up your Chaos Dragons, your Hieratic Dragons, your... even Dino Rabbit occasionally, although they do put in the macro. They're not so keen on the D-Fisher. There was one game where I played against Chaos Dragon. I flipped the D-Fisher and then managed to smack all of his field. And I basically won purely because of that, so... It was nice. He did make a misplay, but we'll get onto that eventually. 1 Forbidden Lance. Just, I like it in the mirror match. I wanted to main 2, but obviously, as you can see, space was quite tight since I wasn't in a Solemn Judgment or a Dark Hole anyway. So I sided 1. Oh, bless me, sorry. So the Lance always went in against the mirror match. Just, it can help stall. It also helps if they try and torrential you. You launch your Dragonfly and then they have to either drop the Veiler or something else. They've got to play around it. Then I'm running 2 level limit area Bs. Chaos Dragons don't like it too much. That's about the only reason. It doesn't hurt me too much. Xyz really do the work, so 2 Soul Taker, that's pretty standard nowadays. So I'll just switch my computer back on since it crashed. 2 Royal Decree, just, I don't like traps. Traps are the worst things for the deck to go up against, so ran 2 of those. I'd probably ran 3 if I'd thought about it a bit more, but 2 did the job. There was one match where if I'd drawn a Decree I'd have won, but hey ho. Now on to the extra deck. Running 1 Armory Arm, just because I've got the Veiler, and you can, if you're very, very lucky, go into nice little BLS Armory Arm plays. Hold on a second. For the only time I didn't want my computer to crash, had to be now. 1 Gaia Dragon, I'm running all the rank 5s and 6s, so kinda need him. He can use up a dead Tiras or a dead Exostag. If I Exostag steal their monster on the field, and then I can overlay it, and then I can start attacking directly. It's quite nice. Exostag won me a game, nicked their Zen mains, and equipped a Zek Caliber to it, and started attacking. Brilliant card. So underrated. Really good. Then running 2 Levier. More often than not, I'm always seeing Chain Disappearance get sided in to the Inzektor match. But personally, I love getting Chain Disappearance, especially when it's the Dragonfly. All they do, Chain Disappearance, the Dragonfly. That banishes my 3 Dragonflies. That thins my deck, so I've actually got more chance of drawing the Tour Guide. I draw the Tour Guide, I'm into a Levier. You're considering they don't have anything to stop you. But then you get a Levier, and then you get your Dragonfly back, and then you can go Dragonfly into Centipede, and then once they've done their business, you overlay them into another Levier and get your Dragonfly back, and you can keep going. Which just means you can go into so much shenanigans. I mean, it already goes into a ridiculous amount of shenanigans, but it's nice. And since I'm siding the 2 D-Fishers as well, it just opens up a lot more options, which is pretty much what I wanted from it. I couldn't really think of anything else to put in, and 2 Levier did a lot of work. There was one game where I did manage to get both out and make use of them because of the D-Fisher. Number 12, this is my go-to rank 5. It kind of just says no to most things, so I'm not too bothered about it. It does a job. And it's won me games, so I was running 2 Leviathan Dragon. That's not really needing an explanation. Giga Brilliant, it's a light, it gives everything 300. So many OTKs you can do with that, which is brilliant. Photon Strike Bouncer. As I've probably mentioned on a previous video, you can OTK through a Gores when you run this, so it does open up more options. There was one game where I was playing against a Chaos Dragon. He had 1 card left in hand, it was Chaos Dragon, so there was a chance of a Gores. So I managed to go dumpy and managed to get out the full field of, I think it was 3 Xyz, a Hornet equipped with a Gigamantis, and then the Bouncer, and attacked into it. It wasn't a Gores, but if it was a Gores I'd have still won because the Bouncer was there, which was ideal. Then we've got Roach, just because Chaos Dragons are nasty. Even though the Trooper runs into it, it still does a lot of work. Tempo, I heard Zenmains doesn't like this too much. Tiras, just because it's the second option for your rank 5, and then I was running 2 Zenmains. The second Zenmains was my mate's though, so I don't have that anymore. But